people about the business. I wasn't sharing it, but now I am in full gear, as a lot of us are, out there talking about the business and the program at the same time and looking for the fit. What I want to share about today with you is how to coach a coach. And my opinion is it's a mirror of how to coach a client. So if those of you who are just getting started and you just have some clients, it's a mirror. This is the same process that I use to coach clients. It's called structural coaching. But File 5, does everybody know File 5? File 5 is really handy. You can go through it and walk somebody who's brand new to get them started on the program, or to get them started in the business. And it takes you through the process. And then the Health Coach Business Tracker I use with every coach that I work with, and I fill that out, and I go through that process with them as well. So take a look at those. They come with your business kit. If you didn't get them and you've been around for a while, order the File 5 and 6. Or just get the new kit, the new Health Coach kit.
You have to get the whole folder system.
You get the whole folder system. I'm going to talk about structural coaching, mentoring, and accountability calls, which is what I think is so important. How many people do accountability calls with your clients? If you didn't, what would happen to them? What do you think happens with a coach? So we want a mirror. I think they're in a mirror. So I like this one. Your calendar is like your scale for weight control. If you look at it and are honest with yourself, it will tell you if you're moving in the right direction or not. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
So where you're spending your time, that's something that you want to walk through with anyone that's coming on your team, because most of us, well, like myself, I had a job before. So I needed to learn about how to look at where I'm spending my time. Because would you agree, a lot of us waste time and we don't realize it? We're not conscious of it. Just like we weren't conscious of what we were eating. We weren't conscious where we were investing our time. And would you also agree where you invest your time equals the results of your life? And the things that you've created are a result of the places where you're spending your time.
Yep.
So I love this exercise. Has everybody done this exercise? Raise your hand if you've done this exercise. It used to be in the blueprint. I understand it's no longer. I actually did this talk, and I'm going to do it again Wednesday night next week, and we're going to record it at Go Global. I'm doing an abbreviated version of the talk I did at the leadership event that we were just at, the executive directors and above. So I don't think this is in the blueprint anymore, but we have everyone that gets started go through this process. And if you go to newhealthprofessional.com/builder, newhealthprofessional.com/builder, that is Greg and my website we created to help provide training. And this process was in the original blueprint to take someone through how many hours are in a week. Who knew there was 168 hours in a week? I had no idea. Anybody know that? This is a great way for you to help clear up where are you investing your time. So you write out, just like we have our clients sometimes write out what they're eating every day, write out where you're spending your time, and work with your coach to have them help you walk through it. So you get clarity. There's so much power in getting clarity. So once you identify where you're spending your time, then you want to create your calendar with your business coach. That's the next step. How many hours can you spend in this business? And then when you're coaching your coaches, that's what I'm going to go into, but it also fits for coaching your clients. And what I also say, this is such a powerful process to use with family and friends. That's what I love about this business, is that while I lost 9 pounds in 4 weeks and I've managed my hypoglycemia for 10 years, the mental health, learning and growing and becoming better at who I am so I can share this with more people and so more people actually want to work with me. So I'm not scaring people like I used to, because I was kind of bossy when I first started this. I'm still a little bossy now. It just depends on who I'm working with and what buttons they push. But I'm aware of it. I'm conscious of it. I pay attention to it. And I am every day looking at my part. I think each person in this room is a mirror for me to grow and learn, become a better person. If I don't like what you're doing, how many fingers are pointed back at me?
3.
So you want to look at that. So here's what I love. Start with nothing. Structural coaching. How many people have had a conversation with a parent, or, think of your parents, and you have a conversation with them, and they bring all their baggage to the table. All the things that you used to talk about, you know they're going to direct you, or they're going to try to tell you what to do. So when you get on the phone with a client or a coach, let's all just do this together. Let's all take a deep breath, close your eyes. Deep breath, hold it. So I like to clear out the space. You can open your eyes now. Thank you. Of what I was doing before. Because you want to be clear for that person so you can be in service of what they need. So clear out, start with nothing. And Gary's actually going to go through this process in a moment with someone live. The mentee shares. What do you want to create? Why do you want to create it? What do you want with Take Shape for Life in the next 90 days? Why? Why is it important to you? What does the coach do? Interrupt? No. Zip it. Pretend like there's a piece of tape over your mouth and listen. And you know what else I do? I have to do this if I want to be conscious and pay attention. I take notes. I paint a picture. Sometimes I'll close my eyes, but 90% of the time I have to write it down. I want to be able to paint that picture of what they're saying. What do they want? Otherwise, whose picture am I painting? Ask clarifying questions to fill in the picture. This is something that I've had to practice and I'm still practicing. I want to make sure I know what picture they're painting because I have my own tendency to go back to default of painting the picture for them. So I'll ask clarifying questions to fill in the picture. And this is the most powerful thing that I've learned from this process. Repeat back to them what you've heard. Because when I first started this, 90% of the time I'd say, oh, you're saying this, this, and this? No, I'm not. Okay, well, then I needed to practice better listening, writing out better notes, and then repeating back to them in their language. The words that they actually used, I would repeat back to them. So what I hear you saying is that you're excited about becoming a health coach so that you can pay currently for your car payment, so you can get through the day and not have to feel stressed about making enough income to do that. Yes. And I'll use the language that they use. So this is a powerful process. I try to use it with everyone. Ask for permission to coach every time. How often does somebody just start telling you their advice without asking for permission? Would it be okay if I gave you some coaching on that? Would you like some coaching on that? Don't assume. So find their why. What do you really want? I ask them to take a deep breath themselves. Get in your heart. Because when you're up here, you're thinking about what? All this stuff, the traffic that's up there. Get them clear on what do you really want? If you could have anything you wanted with this business, what would it be? What's most important to you in your life? Family? Fun? What do you love to do the most? What if you could build your life around what's most important to you? I know I can help anyone create what they want if they're willing to do the work with me. I've proven it. 10 years, consistent, over and over and over again. But I've got to have a partner. Right? Denise said that. You've got to have partners. We can't do it for them. And this is a powerful question. So if you keep doing what you're currently doing, is that going to get you where you want to go? When people tell me, and I think Denise, if you don't mind me using you for a second, Denise does a lot of charity work. She's invested a lot of time and energy into helping different organizations. But if she continued on that track to do all of the things that she was doing for those organizations, many of you would not be in the room right now. So that's the question. If you look at all the things in your life that you're responsible for, that you're investing time into, if you keep doing those things, are you going to get what you want? Are you going to create a life that your family deserves? Okay, once I get clear on the coaching call, the next thing I do they know what to do next? You want to clarify, repeat back to them, what are 3 things that you can accomplish by our next call? Now, if our next call is going to be the next week, I want to get clear because I know I've got to find out how much time they have to invest and how much time do they have to get these 3 things done. So what I usually get people to do, newhealthprofessional.com/builder, they need to watch the webinar and fill out those forms and email them back to me. Do the best you can, get through as much as you can, but I need you to do that. I want you to make a list of your contacts and make a list, go through and start that list from section 8 and 9. These are the first things you get everyone to do, right? Section 8 and 9, make a list of all the contacts, and then bring 10 contacts with me to our next call, and we'll call them together. So you want to have 3 things that, and when can you have these completed by? If somebody says, I can't do it for 2 weeks, whose time am I on if I try to say, oh, no, we got to do this by next week? Right, people have families and responsibilities. Most people start this business part-time. So respect that. If they can't meet for 2 weeks, great. Get it done, email it to me, and we'll talk in 2 weeks. Some people, because I have seen patterns of behavior, I'll just say, email it to me when you get it done, and we'll schedule time as soon as it gets done. Because I have other people I need to focus on who will schedule time with me. I love this quote. If you can dream it, then you can achieve it. You'll get all you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. And I've seen that over and over again. I was one of those people who, when I was in service and helping somebody else get healthy, it felt so good. It was different than anything I'd ever experienced before. Because I was always busy helping me get what I wanted. So that's a powerful, powerful place to be in service. And as Denise said, it feels really great to help somebody experience better health. But when they experience, and you get to see them up here presenting, my heart, just to get to see everyone that was up here to share in front of the room, who as Shauna said, didn't want to even be up here to begin with. I didn't want to be either. But when we get to be in this environment that's safe, that we all love each other, and I heard everyone saying, Shauna, just go, go, go. One day she'll be standing up here, and maybe one day all of you will be too. Sharing your story of when I first stood up here, I was shaking so bad, I could barely hold onto the microphone. And I said it 4 times. I'm so nervous, I'm so nervous. And now I feel really excited just to be up here to help share my story so that maybe you'll have a better chance of sharing your story with more people. So in closing, I want to bring up Gary, because Gary's going to take the information that I just shared with you. By the way, I'm going to teach again. If you go to newhealthprofessional.com, on the next webinar, I'm going to teach the entire presentation that I did at Go Global. It's a little more, it's 30 minutes compared to 10. And Gary, you're going to bring up, Gary Gurian is National Director with Take Shape for Life. Actually, Denise and Greg Caesar on your team and many others in the room.
The other mic.
And I'm super excited. I'm super excited because we have another coach that offered to be in service of everybody's needs. Debbie. Is Debbie here?
Debbie?
Thank you, Debbie. I'm going to turn this over to Gary, but I'm going to be on hand to help and be your Vanna. So the first slide. Okay, so let me set this up. What we want to help everybody do, who's coming to conference, first of all? Raise your hand high if you're coming to conference. We need everyone to come to conference. A, you're going to build community. You're going to have so much fun with these people. But B, if you want to build this as a business, how many people have done anything in life where you didn't get training and you were really successful at it? How many CME courses does a physician have to take in order for them to be able to practice medicine? We are doing something that will help more people than any physician has ever been able to do. Well, Dr. Anderson is the physician, so he's been able to help a lot. So you need training. Everyone needs to be at conference. And what Gary's going to do is he's going to teach us all how can you pay for conference using Take Shape for Life's income as the vehicle. And then you can teach, we can bring clients to conference. Kim Fisk, presidential director, was a client when she came to conference last year. So what we had was we got the information on what it costs to come from San Diego. Now, we have coaches all over the country, so the cost is different depending on where you're at. But we pulled some averages of what it's going to cost. And I want to point out that the hotel for 3 nights is not with a roommate.
That's not with a roommate.
It would be half that if you got a roommate. And how many people had roommates to Go Global? Raise your hand. Did you love it? Clap if you loved it. Having a roommate, so much fun. We'll connect you with roommates. You can have fun and save money. So I'm going to turn it over to Gary and Debbie.
Thank you, Presidential Director Whitney Kell.